Hey, what's up, fam? So, what's probably one of the biggest stories in the news right now is this Kyrie Lacy incident. We all know in January he was arrested for an accident that claimed the life of one person and a few other people were hurt, and he was the blame up for it. And then I guess a few months later, he ended up taking his life over it. Like he's supposed to go to the NFL. So he was a highly sought after, player from LSU. Supposed to go to the NFL, get drafted high, should be playing right now. But with all this stuff happening, nobody wanted to draft him. And he went undrafted, uncalled, and I guess he felt that his life was over with. So that was a cut and dry case closed. But then a few days ago, the lawyer for his family came out with a video in a statement saying that he wasn't anywhere near the accident. And so now we, including myself, are in the uproar, saying, my God, here go another form of racism. Here go another example of racism in this country. For some reason, they were railroading this young boy for something that he didn't do. So that was the narrative. Hell, even I came out and outraged over it. But then this morning, the state police in Louisiana came out with an investigative video because I'm sitting here wondering why this the first video, why they released that first video, which really didn't show anything. But then a few days later, you come out with a whole totally different video that spins the narrative back to the original reason why he got arrested. But anyway, what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch this uh our team investigation where you'll see what the family of Kyrie Lacy, the video that he was sent. Now that's the thing, he was sent this video, and and what in the conclusion he came, and then we're going to watch the state trooper video. It's about 11 minutes long, but we're going to watch that, and then we're going to try to see if we can get some kind of clarity to it in it. Okay, so don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Let's get into it.
Good evening to you, friends. I'm Greg Merriweather here along with Elizabeth Val. We're going to start this week and start right here with our WFBI team. The Kyren Lacy case and who is truly to blame for the deadly crash that he was accused of causing. Tonight, a group of state lawmakers are demanding an investigation and hearing into how Louisiana State Police handled the investigation.
It comes 2 days after his family's lawyer, Matt Ory, sat down with HTV and Homa, outlining a different story than one state police initially told the public. Our chief investigator, Chris Nakamoto, starts us off tonight. Chris.
Good evening, Liz and Greg. Simply put, the Black Caucus wants transparency from the state's premier law enforcement agency. Tonight, one lawmaker says she wants to see a state trooper fired who appears to have coached a witness on what to say following a crash where they pointed the finger at LSU standout Kyren Lacy. These are the moments leading up to a crash last December in Lafourche Parish, altering lives forever. One person died in that crash, and state police pointed the finger at LSU standout Kyren Lacy as the man who caused it. In this video, you can see cars driving seconds before the collision. Then, a crash. And seconds later, Kyren Lacy's green Dodge Charger drives by the scene.
At the time of impact, he's 72.6 yards behind the vehicles at the time of impact. Keyword, behind the vehicles. That is not how this story was ever painted. Never.
Initially, state police said Lacy was weaving in and out of traffic, and another driver had to take evasive action to avoid Lacy.
This is the investigation of the Lafourche Parish District Attorney's Office.
Matt Ory is representing the Lacy family and says that's not what happened at all.
Like I said, it says courtesy of HTV. Now they're going to be the one who came out, who interviewed this lawyer, and then this morning came out and showed the sheriff's video too. But my question is, if he was weaving in and out of traffic, which he could have been, the question is, how did the accident happen in front of him? That's the question I have, because I mean, I'm gonna let them tell you. Let that you hear from the witnesses' mouth themselves.
And there's more. Ori pointing to state police appearing to coach a witness on what to say from this body camera footage.
Okay, just make sure you add in there that you had to slam on your brakes and the brakes, like, you had to slam on the brakes to avoid that charger and the brakes locked up to avoid that charger.
Oh, skid mark, I never forgot what they mean gone, man. That lady in the back of me, she didn't know what happened. That's how she called that wreck. She was running in the back of me. She pulled on the other side.
Mhm.
I didn't skid marked or nothing because I wasn't even going that fast. That lady in the back of me, she didn't see what's happening. That's how she caused that wreck. She was going to run into the back of me, and she pulled into the other side.
Perhaps what's most damning, that witness refused to sign this witness statement that Ori says was in handwriting not written by the witness. Louisiana State Representative C. Denise Marcel says these new revelations made her sick, and she's demanding transparency from state police.
In order for the state police to fabricate something, the question is a larger question. What did it benefit him to frame Kyren Lacy?
Sound like a Mark Furman type situation. Remember the OJ trial when they supposedly had all the evidence, and if they did it, that's more power to them. But what Mark Furman did messed up their investigation, messed up the whole trial completely because he tried, from what it looks like, he tried to help them, convict OJ and arrest OJ. Because maybe he felt the evidence was shaky at best. I don't know. But he wanted OJ in jail, so he was going to do what he could to get him in jail. And that came out, and it jacked up their investigation. Whether he did it or not, Mark Furman made sure that he got off.
I mean, we have to ask ourselves, why? I mean, why did you pick this kid to frame him for this accident that he did not cause?
Marcel says this is not her first run-in with state police. She sat on a committee trying to get to the truth of what happened to Ronald Green, a black motorist who was beaten to death in North Louisiana in 2019. But state police told his family he died in a crash.
That's the dude that was on a bike, right? Was he on the bike and there was one guy like in the Shreveport, he's on the bike and they ran and hit him and he fell off and got hurt and they beat him up. That might have been what that was.
I never thought that they were Boy Scouts after the hearing with Ronald Green. I had lots of questions about the entire operation and how they moved people up and how they got rid of people that blew the whistle. So I had a lot of questions about the state police. Never would I have thought that they would have just picked a random person to frame to destroy this kid's future.
After,
and like talking about back to the Brother Green situation, that's why people don't trust police. You might have some good police, but they say if you're a good police and you know there's some bad behavior and you don't say nothing, you're not good police. You're just as bad. And if I was a police officer, I would be like, look, this is what I would think you would do is turn them in, be a whistleblower, because in the future, when something legitimate happens, nobody's going to believe you. And it's going to cause problems between you and the community. And that's not what you want with law enforcement.
this video was first aired last Friday, state police issued a brief statement saying the subjects of their investigations are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. But that day in court will never come for Lacy, who took his own life just a few weeks after being arrested for the crash. Marcel says state police owe the public a full explanation of what they did here, including that trooper who seemingly tried to coach a witness.
I would say to Colonel Hodges, you really need to start by firing him. Do a thorough investigation, allow somebody else to do the investigation. Don't investigate yourselves, because we found out what that could lead to in Ronald Green's incident. We want somebody else to come in and investigate this.
And that may just happen, with Attorney General Liz Murrill today saying her office will take an independent look at this case. State police confirmed this evening they are preparing to release additional videos related to this case, and those could be coming out very soon.
And Chris, I understand there's also maybe even more investigation that will happen at the state capitol.
That's right. If you remember a couple of years ago, there was a committee that convened. It was a Ronald Green committee to find out who knew what and when. Today, the Legislative Black Caucus asked House Speaker Philip de Villiers to set up something similar. We reached out to de Villiers to see if he intends to do that, but we haven't heard back.
All right. Thank you very much, Chris.
So you saw that video. And again, the question I have is how can a dude behind, how can a guy behind people cause an accident in front of him? That's the questions I had, you know? So, and that's why I was like, it felt like they was trying to railroad this kid. But then today, this morning, the Louisiana State Police released a full video. Now, precursor. Here's why this is why when I watch this, I still have questions. People say, if you see the video, still have questions. Because number one, we are in the generation of AI. You can create all kind of videos to make videos do. You can make pictures move. You can take you see all these videos now where they have Tupac, Michael Jackson, Kurt Cobain, and they actually like doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Looking like Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? Junior got them in these videos doing some outlandish stuff that we know they didn't do in their lifetime. So that kind of makes me wonder, like, why now are they just not releasing this video? But they released the first one, but then released this one too at the same time. That kind of threw me for a loop. But anywho, we're gonna watch this video and the one from the state trooper, well from the state police, and let's see if we can't get a little clarity or a little more foggy.
I'm Colonel Robert Hodges, Superintendent of Louisiana State Police. You're about to view a critical incident briefing video that is intended to give the community a better understanding of the incident that occurred. The video is inclusive of evidence related to the incident, which may include 911 calls, body-worn camera footage, and other relevant information. As this comprehensive investigation develops, our understanding of the incident may change as additional evidence is collected, analyzed, and reviewed. The department's ability to investigate these incidents relies on the impartial and transparent investigations, as well as considering the potential criminal responsibility of those involved.
On Tuesday, December 17, 2024, Louisiana State Police Troop C began investigating a fatal crash that occurred on LA 20 near Perez Lane and Chack Bay, located in Lafourche Parish. This investigative briefing has been prepared to provide clarification of the facts and an accurate depiction of the evidence in the moments leading up.
Okay, so it happened December. Y'all can see that it happened December, and he was arrested about a little less than a month later.
Up to the crash and the subsequent investigation. Due to differences in technology, the timestamps on the business surveillance footage may not align with the actual time data recorded by Louisiana State Police based on recorded radio communications. According to the video timestamp, at 12:03 p.m. and 52 seconds, a green Dodge Charger is seen traveling south in the opposing lane on LA 20 at a high rate of speed, passing 3 passenger vehicles and 1 loaded 18-wheeler in a designated no passing zone with a 40-mile-per-hour posted speed limit. As the green Dodge Charger returns to the southbound lane, aggressive braking and engine deceleration are immediately followed by a crash that can be heard on the surveillance footage. According to the video timestamp, at 12:03 p.m. and 54 seconds, a portion of the crash can be seen as it occurs. Moments before the crash, the gold pickup truck abruptly veers out of the northbound lane into a business, while the green Charger is approaching in the same lane. Immediately after the crash occurred, the green Charger was observed on surveillance video and by witnesses traveling through the crash scene and continues north on LA 20, failing to stop. At the same time,
my question is on this one. Yeah, I'm gonna have questions while I'm watching this. 72 yards is what the attorney said is how far he was from the crash scene. And I'm trying to think, how big is a football field and how fast people could be going? Because he's 72 yards from the crash, not 72 yards before he breaks and all hell breaks loose, or before he jumps in front, he jumps lanes. When the crash occurs, he's 72 yards. I'm thinking about like my yard is an acre. So you're talking about a football field. That's what you're talking about. That I know is not a lot of room when two cars are coming at each other. If you think a person can run, the fastest person can run 100 yards in 10 seconds. So imagine how fast a car is going. Yeah, imagine how fast two cars going. You're talking, so it could take, let's say, 5 seconds for two people to hit. So yeah, I mean, damn, like that could happen. That could happen. Well, man, okay. Well, I guess that could happen.
Time, all other vehicles remain at the scene to provide assistance. The briefing will now transition to
But no, he's 72 yards from the accident when it happens, not like two cars coming at 100 miles an hour. He's like, when you hear the wreck happens, he's still that far away. Like, so they still down at the end of the football field, and he's still at the 30-yard line. So they saw him coming. Somebody wasn't paying attention, and that's the thing. I know what they teach you in driving school is to be driver drives defensive. That's how I drive. That's how I taught my kids how to drive. When you're driving, you look everywhere, in front of you, side of you, behind you. Don't just look at the car in front of you. Look at the cars in front. You try to look. If you can look 2 miles ahead of you when you're driving, that's what you do, because that's how they rate distance with fog. You know what I'm saying? They say you in a clear, what they say, on a clear day, you should be able to see 2 miles in front of you on a clear day. So that's how you should base it. You should be looking 2 miles in front of you, side of you, back, or you checking lights and everything, because somebody's coming. You should be looking at that and paying attention. And you shouldn't be driving like that fast behind. You shouldn't be that close to nobody. Hell, I got pulled over one time because police said, claimed that I got over in front of a car too soon. I don't see how he saw me, because he was stopped. The policeman was stopped. I think because I had out of state plates. But anywho, uh, yeah, it's like, but the I guess the basis of the rule is not to be too close to cars, because it takes longer for you to stop than you
the
think.
trooper's response and investigation. At 12 o'clock p.m., a two-vehicle injury crash with road blockage was dispatched to Louisiana State Police Troop C via the 911 dispatch system. The responding trooper arrived on the scene at 12:07 p.m. and was immediately met by numerous witnesses who described a green Charger driving aggressively and causing the crash. The video has been edited for time purposes.
To be advised, we got total road blockage on LA 20. You get a chance to you injury? Civil. The national instinct's turn, and then she had not get head over. You see a green charger flying that way? A green charger that's going that way? There's a green charger. That's a green charger caused all this. SRT8, he caused all of it. He went to fuck way back there, sir. The green charger collided with these cars. He went right. He went around that truck. Okay. He was passing up with her right now, and she had no choice. She hits the bone. What's how are the injuries? What are they? Got a broken ankle.
So here's what I'm gonna say. He said she had no choice. I'm never want to be a victim blaming, but again, I'm not sure how people nowadays get their license, because the first thing I'm gonna do if I see a car in my lane in non-passenger, again, he's got to be at least 100 yards from it. And I mean, it could happen like that. I get it. Because and look at her, that young brother, he was in the wrong. If he's driving like that, he's in the wrong. And I can't justify nothing he did. I'm not going to try to justify it. He's just a young boy, young dummy in a Charger. Chargers should be banned for people under the age of 45. Just really should be. Because people, they get in them and they just act a fool. But especially if you're 21, below the age of 45. But I see that there is a little, not really a meeting, but you see like a little like a little side road right there that maybe that person could have got over on. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but shoot, one thing you don't do is veer into other lanes of traffic. You just don't do it. I don't know how. Let me keep playing. Maybe they'll explain a little better.
Back injuries and then I was on another back injuries and broken. Yeah.
I just told him not to move. You know what I'm saying?
You said something about a green Charger. Who told you something about a green Charger?
Who got on the word like this, sir?
Okay, so you saw it. So what did you see happen?
He went to pass him. I say he went to pass me cars back there around around the curve. Huh?
Okay.
All right. He come down, right? When he come down, I got this. He had his brother he was taken to the emergency room, to the hospital or something like that, chemo, something like that. But I got his number also to verify this, because he was in a car that was in front of her. When that green Charger came, he went caused this whole big traffic, so everybody went to hitting brakes. Because the Charger, I thought he hit the gold truck head on. So he jammed on brakes. She was coming down. They was going that way. When I saw,
which way was the Charger going? The Charger
was going this way.
Going this way. Okay.
She was coming this way.
Okay.
They was going this way also. Was jammed on brakes. She went to dodge, and that's when he came on. I was about to get him, on the left side. Come over and hit him.
And what 18 wheel were you driving?
The Rebel.
Okay. So the Charger, I guess, passed.
She definitely did the wrong thing too. And like I said, I don't want to victim blame or something. Guy, hopefully this is a learning lesson. I think driving tests and driver's license and marriage license should be renewed every few years to where you actually got to go take a test. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody pull into your lane, you don't veer into oncoming traffic. You just don't. If anything, you just slam on your brakes and just hold. Now, maybe it was an 18 wheeler behind it. I don't know. But you slam on your brakes and you go to the right. You get away from traffic. If you got to go into the ditch, hit a pole, whatever the case, that's what you're supposed to do. But she veered into oncoming traffic, which is like, wasn't.
Up the car, line. It was cars behind me because I'm taking my time.
And the Charger was passing all these cars in this
everybody,
and so almost hit this one head on.
No, he almost hit this. It was a gold truck. I got his number right here. That's why I took his number and his name.
Almost hit the gold truck head on.
Yeah, that's his number and phone number and name.
So the gold truck, what did the gold truck do?
The gold truck was right here.
The gold truck slams
on brakes, stop the Charger. The Charger swerves back in.
Okay.
Because somebody else off, whoever was behind them.
Okay.
But then they slammed on. They was on the Charger. He swerved in front of them. They slammed on brakes, and by this time, he slips through, right?
Okay.
As he slips through, she comes. She like to round the back of the gold truck. That's what I'm saying.
He almost hit back in the.
Yeah.
Was Mr. Truck hit?
No. He was missed.
Okay. So. The truck, he slammed on it.
The gold truck was right up there.
Right. Yeah. He slammed on his brakes to avoid the Charger. Yeah. This car, what?
Cuts that car off, if I'm not mistaken.
So what does this car do? It just swerves out the way to avoid.
So
I was watching it too. She turned around. Yeah. Instead of going towards the post, she turned this way. Okay, so she turned this way, and then this car was just coming. Yeah. I got you.
And then Charger came around. That's the number for you. That was in a gold truck.
Okay.
Yeah, Charger stopped. I took it because he was using but
Okay.
And to see what happened, the Charger had stopped.
Is a green Charger?
Yeah. But then when he seen what happened, he almost hit me because he came right here.
He was the only one that jumped out of the trailer. Everybody else turned around and went the other way. He jumped out of the trailer and eased through here and went on down the road.
Okay.
They say fact is stranger than fiction. They like to say, I don't understand. I would really, man, I had to see uh an AI re-endearment, or what you call it? Reenactment. An AI reenactment of what happened. Because I'm still confused. I know that policeman was confused because he asked me like a thousand times, like, okay, now what happened again? Because I didn't understand it. Like, because I'm like, how the hell did I cause an accident with people in front of me? I don't get it. That was 100 yards in front of me. How did I cause an accident?
Okay, look, I know it's hurting right now, but do you think you could just tell me briefly what happened? Or do you remember?
I just know the truck. I was stopping on brakes, but the car was trying to pass the other car. I was trying to dodge, but not hitting them by coming on.
Okay. Do you remember how fast you were going?
Demonetize the video.
Okay. Thank you.
While on scene, the investigating trooper obtained written and
Let's see. Highway 20, green Charger coming hard, head on, passing multiple cars coming head on, and I had slammed on brakes to avoid accident, and I had to something off road to avoid getting hit. Then I stopped. Is that an I? What is that? What is that? B4 or 84? There must be some codes on the cars behind me. In wreck, I was traveling north. The Charger was traveling south. That's a witness. No, never mind. Hell, I showed him. I had slam on my brakes. So we're talking about the public school system now. Anyway, to avoid getting hit, then I stopped before choke on the car behind me in wreck. Something. I was traveling north. The Charger was traveling south in the wrong lane. So little son gun was trying to show out in that Charger.
recorded statements. The trooper also spoke with additional witnesses via phone and ultimately obtained written statements later in the investigation. After the crash, the passenger in the Kia Sorento died. As part of the continued investigation, the investigating trooper made contact with the driver of the gold truck at a later date to obtain an official written statement based on previous conversations. Troopers also received an additional witness statement describing the erratic driving behavior of the green Charger 10
Shout out to people who still write in cursive.
minutes before the crash.
Because I do too.
Following the on-scene investigation, troopers identified the green Charger as a vehicle of interest and utilized 21 separate surveillance video cameras to capture the uninterrupted path of the green Charger from the crash scene to its Thibodeau business 11 miles away. Through the use of investigative tools, troopers were able to obtain the license plate number of the green Charger on December 19, 2024. On December 26, 2024, troopers determined that Kyren Lacy was the driver of the green Charger at the time of the crash.
Okay, look at this. Explain to me. Okay, now I think I get it. So if you look here at the top, you see the green Charger in green. He's in the wrong lane trying to pass, right? This car here is, I guess this is one of the cars where the person had died. So this car here is driving, I don't know if it's in front of this gold car, behind, I think this will be the gold truck. So I guess this car is behind the gold truck. This car, the green car, jumps in this lane like he's going to pass people. The gold truck sees him. And again, he says, well, you'll see here in a minute, but I'll just go ahead and tell y'all ahead of time. He says that he was not driving that fast and he didn't slam on no brakes. He said the woman behind him was not paying attention, didn't see what was going on, wasn't paying attention to what's going on, and she's the one who caused the accident. He saw the green Charger and he veers off. She sees, so now I see why. I guess I can see why she may have, but I still don't see why you would veer into oncoming traffic. No way in hell. I would rather just slam my brakes and hope and see if somebody would hit me. Because you got to think like this. You got three choices. Follow this dude, right? Follow what he doing, slam your brakes, follow him, run the back of him. slamming your brakes in the road and hopefully, not get hit. If you do get hit, I mean, it is what it is. Or veer into oncoming traffic. And she took the deadliest route. She took the deadliest route. I don't know why she did that. I mean, I just can't fathom that. I mean, I've been not in wrecks, but been in a road with people on your side of the road, and it's like, you slam the brakes. The first thing you're gonna do is just slam your brakes and stop. Now, maybe who knows? Maybe she needed an alignment or a front end balance or something. And when you slam your brakes, the car veered to the left. Who knows? But I'd never, ever, ever, ever drive into oncoming traffic if a car is coming. Hell, if a dog is running across the road or whatever, and his car is coming, that dog got to go.
Just prior to the crash, Lacy was illegally in the opposing lane, passing southbound vehicles. The gold truck traveling north veered right to avoid a head-on collision with a green Charger. As the gold truck veered right, the driver of the Kia Cadenza saw the approaching green Charger. In reaction, the Kia Cadenza driver swerved left into the southbound lane and impacted a northbound Kia Sorento. Through the investigation, troopers determined that the driver of the gold truck reacted appropriately to avoid a head-on collision with the green Charger, which was approaching at a high rate of speed. In consideration of the high speed of the green Charger compared to the surrounding and opposing vehicles, the reaction time of the involved drivers was greatly diminished. Since the incident occurred, the Louisiana State Police never reported that the green Charger impacted any of the involved vehicles. However, all evidence collected supports the conclusion that Lacy's reckless operation of the green Charger in oncoming traffic triggered the chain of events involving the other drivers, ultimately resulting in the fatal crash. Additionally, troopers determined that less than 10 minutes after the crash occurred, evidence supports that Lacy's first outgoing phone call was to a Baton Rouge area personal injury and defense attorney. After consultation with the Lafourche Parish District Attorney's Office on January 2, 2025, an arrest warrant was signed on January 8, 2025, through the 17th Judicial Court for Kyren Lacy. In coordination with his attorney, Lacy was arrested on January 12, 2025, at the Lafourche Parish Correctional Center. The driver of the Kia Cadenza was initially issued a citation for following too close, which was later amended to driving left of center.
Wow.
This incident resulted in numerous injuries and loss of life. All involved victims deserve a thorough and complete investigation based on all available factual evidence.
Now, how they get their charges lowered? Probably caught the plea and said, we'll lower your charges if you come to court and testify. That's how the system works.
Additional investigative reports and videos can be utilized through the Trending Topics link on the GovQA platform.
Man, so okay. So you saw that video. Now, what they didn't show, and I should have showed this video on HTV, where there was actually a video of like the video where they showed the guy going to the house of the person with the gold car, with the gold truck. And he says that, matter of fact, let me see if I can't find it right quick.
This segment is brought to you by
Bear with me.
the incident report.
Y'all gonna hear it, but you know what? Let me go ahead and blow it up so to give this man, give him that credit. But I'm gonna try to find, because they showing the video too. Let me see. Now we're gonna let this fella talk on HTV because he got questions and want to know some stuff too. So let's see.
Lafourche Parish crash involving Kyren Lacy. This video is also quite telling. That's why on this program, we always bring in detail all sides. It's important to hear all sides. A lot of you, and myself included, were always wondering where the narrative started on the green Charger. We see it clearly in this video. Gentleman who was driving the 18-wheeler or the truck where Kyren Lacy passed him up is a witness in this video that we saw, and he's explaining to the state trooper how Mr. Lacy maneuvered through, and he was giving his version of the incident that took place. You also see in this report how is also being interviewed. She's also a witness because she is the vehicle that veered off and struck the Hall vehicle. She is also being asked by state police her version of the story, and you heard that as well. So now we are seeing this open up as far as evidence, which we always say on Bayou Time. It's always good to get somebody on here. The driver of the gold truck said he did not slam on his brakes and did not skid. And we saw the black box sort of detail that. However, you hear the witnesses say that the gold truck slammed on his brakes. So it's going to focus in probably on that gold vehicle. We also hear the lady's report on body cam saying that she was about to run into the gold truck and she turned to avoid that collision. That is also going to be a key. So once again,
Exactly, because if he pulled off, how was she going to run into the back of him? I mean, yeah, how's she going to run in the back of him if she pulled again? But she was too close. That's the one that had the citation for following too close. That's why you don't follow that close behind cars. That's why they say you're supposed to be able to see the bottom of the car, the vehicle in front of you. You're supposed to see the bottom of their back tire on top of your hood. You know what I'm saying? That's the minimum. No. That's a lie. That's where you're supposed to. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's how you're supposed to park or stop behind you. That's the closest you're supposed to stop to give yourself room to get out. Driving, you're supposed to be at least like 2 or 3 car lengths behind the car. So she was too close and wasn't paying attention to what was going on. But anyway, man, it's a lot to uncover here. First, like I said, I want to say that young brother was driving erratic. And yes, he caused that chain of events. If the lady wouldn't have, you know, pulled into to oncoming traffic, I'm not sure why she thought it'd be better to pull to the left where peak cars are coming, to let you know she was not paying attention. If she never did that, then no, that's what. Matter of fact, she never saw the green. That's the thing about it, she never saw the green Charger. She was just too close to the gold car, the gold truck, and when the gold truck hit his brakes and veered off or pulled off. Now she's pulling to the right, trying to avoid it. Maybe she thought she could go around that truck because she was so close. And when she tried to go around it, she crossed that line. And that's why the head on happened again. But they reduced her charges to, like I say, driving, crossing over on the line. So she probably get like a slap on the wrist or what have you. But the key thing I feel, what my problem was, I think my focus was wrong. My focus should not have been on the whole system trying to railroad this young brother, and he had nothing to do with the accident. The focus was the racial focus part was about that policeman trying to get the guy in the gold truck to say something, and he wouldn't, and so he wouldn't sign it. Why didn't he have him just fill out his own witness report? Why he have a separate piece of paper and have him fill out his own witness report? You know what I'm saying? Why is there not an updated witness report from the person in the gold truck? So, like he said, like this guy here said, he's going to be the focal point. He's going to play a major part in how all this investigation turns out. But regardless, like I said, it's a lot of things wasn't done right by the drivers, by the police, and by the young brother, and that's why we are where we are today. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below. Share it with the world. Let's have an intelligent conversation. You know how we do around here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those 4 things cost you maybe a couple of minutes out your day, but it means the world to us here at this channel. And with that being said, I leave you in peace, and I will see you on the other side.